Hey everybody, so I'm back and it's time finally to do my Splinterlands Town Hall summary recap for all of you. And it was the biggest Town Hall news that we have had so far, even though some people might have been kind of disappointed with it. But I'm going to talk about why you shouldn't be and why you should be more bullish about the company that Splinterlands is. And this is very, very cool. And for the first time ever, I'm like, hey Splinterlands, I want to work for you because this company is going to grow. And they've definitely been looking at some of the more successful projects out there and starting to emulate what they are doing and starting to show a lot of people, hey, we are more than just one game. So let's go ahead and jump into this Town Hall summary. So Genesis League Soccer is coming to the Splinterlands ecosystem in a way. Splinterlands made a partnership with the Major League Soccer Player Association, and it's important that we do say the Player Association because in America the Major League Soccer and Major League Soccer Players Association are two different entities. So it is the MLSPA, and the reason why that is the one that we want them to make a game with is because if you did it with the MLS, from what I understand, the game would just be the MLS teams. When you do it with the PA, it's going to be the MLS players. This allows them to make cards of the actual players, and that's going to be more exciting to fans of the game because while they are following their teams, they definitely are following the players and the stars of those teams. Now, I am not a huge Major League Soccer fan. I'm actually more of a Premier League fan, and in general, since I've become more of a crypto person, I'm not as big of a sports fan as I used to be. I'm not going to try to pretend like I know all the happenings. I do love watching a match, and it is a lot of fun. I played it when I was a kid, and yes, I'm an American, so we call it soccer. I understand that it's called football in most of the rest of the world, and I don't want to do a disservice to the fact that we are very much a newer country to having professional players in this sport. But still, don't get caught up on that fact. Don't worry about the fact that this is the smallest sports not the smallest professional sports league in the United States. It's the fourth smallest because it still has a lot of money behind it. It still has a lot of fans, and it still has a lot of people interested in it that will spend new capital and new money into the game. Now, we'll start off immediately with me telling you how this is good for you if you're a Splinterlands player. I'm going to get into this right now without getting into some of the other things, but they go over these benefits here. There is going to be an airdrop of the token they're going to create for the Genesis Sports platform to the Splinterlands asset holders. Not only is that very important because it's a free token that you're going to get, this token is going to be the token for the entire Genesis Sports platform. Let me bring up a little image that Agro showed just to talk about this. The Genesis League Sports is going to be more than just the Major League Soccer Players Association game that they're going to make. They have plans to have all kinds of different games built for all the different sports that are out there. This is going to be a proof of concept. That's why this is very, very important. If you can make a deal with the fourth biggest sports association in the United States, you can make a successful game. You can bring tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands of people into that game and playing it, and all of a sudden, bam, all the other leagues out there are going to look at your game and go, we're going to go with these guys because they've already done it. They've already done it once before. And these sports leagues are not companies that only make deal with one company or one entity. You've seen sports games on multiple different platforms. You've seen sports, unless it is an exclusive deal, there's no reason why there can't be a Premier League. There's no reason why you can't have La Liga. There's no reason why you can't have the rugby associations from Australia come into this. I don't know the proper name of those. Sorry to my friends down under, but let's just go ahead and get to the point here that they can have games at every single level, which is very interesting. You could very easily see this start to grow into quite a big platform of a lot of different games. But what they did say during the town hall is that there would only be one Genesis League Sports token, and they're going to airdrop that to you. It's going to be integrated into every single game that they come out with on this platform, making it better for you. The other thing that they said that we'll get into is that let's say you're in a situation where you have 5-6 sports games on this platform. How's that good for you besides the free token that you get in the beginning? Well, if you're collecting SPS tokens today, it turns out that any services that they work out with on this new platform is going to be required SPS to go ahead and run your game there. And as soon as they do this and they build this game for this company, they will be able to mimic this and do it again for other projects. During the AMA, they already had people pointing out how do they come to the Splinterlands to have them make their game. Why wouldn't somebody want a game with hundreds of thousands of accounts successful in the crypto ecosystem? Many believe Splinterlands to be the #1 game, to be the one that makes your game. Why not go ahead and give some of those players who have already invested large amounts of money into the play to earn world and understand the economies very well, some of your assets and some of your things, to bring them into your ecosystem to see if they like your game a little better? This is the vision that you now see for Splinterlands becoming more than just a single game company, a single metaverse company, but a multiple game platform. We're not talking about being a centralized game system either, as they've already talked about the fact that there would be nodes that would be running for the Genesis League sports and possibly for each additional game. Now, they didn't talk about anything special for the Splinterlands node holders. It does seem like you would have individual nodes for individual games, so that's something just to note, that's not a big thing. They did tease that this would be a similar thing where the airdrop would take place over 6 to 12 months, the way the SPS airdrop took place. So you'd have to be holding your SPS for a long time to get a maximum amount of the token. And we don't know if there'll be some kind of thing where you can increase what you are getting if you go ahead and stake the tokens that you are getting, as opposed to selling them. They've also said that there's going to, like I said, all their services on the new platform will be basically forcing people to use SPS. So this is, if you would like them to use the Splinterlands payment services that they have created, you'll have to pay them an SPS. If you want to do their account management and creation that they'll do on the Hive blockchain, then you'll have to pay them SPS. If you want to tack into their customer support mechanism and have them do that for you, they'll have to pay them an SPS. So this is one of the things that builds more and more utility into the SPS token. It's no longer just a governance token for the Splinterlands game, but it's a token that is going to be very integral into the entire Splinterlands company growth in the future. This changes my entire outlook on the Splinterlands token. I used to think this token could be around $1 once governance was completely built in and once land came out. Now I really don't have any idea. I can't say for sure, but if the Genesis League sports game is successful and it's working and people are enjoying it and other third parties are coming to them and they're building more games and all of them are having to lock up certain amount of SPS to make sure that they can use all the different services on the Splinterlands system, then who knows how high this could get. The other thing that is pretty crazy is that the system is all going to run on the Hive blockchain. Talk about bringing some excitement into the world of the Hive blockchain. I don't know how many of you who are players who have actually been building your Hive account, but this is very bullish to me for that ecosystem. We all know that the delegated proof of stake system that allows for them to do the fast transactions and allows them to do basically free transactions once you have a certain amount of stake within the ecosystem, and not very much in the Hive ecosystem. You only need about 20 Hive staked to be able to do quite a few and a lot of transactions. You know that Matt and Agrod are pretty big people within the Hive ecosystem. Splinterlands is one of the major holders who make sure that they have enough Hive to delegate out resource credits to all of the different players who want to play their games. And now you're seeing that them just growing that side of the ecosystem. This is now changing from being just a game running on Hive to possibly an entire game ecosystem revolved around the Hive blockchain and secondary tokens that they create on top of that. That looks a lot like the Gala ecosystem that people are so bullish on. But unlike Gala, Splinterlands has the Splinterlands game, where Gala does not even have one game that you can currently play to earn on. Their one Townstar game that I did make quite a lot of money from them, and I do appreciate the entire Gala ecosystem, and I'm very, very bullish on some of their games. None of them are playable right now. they paused earnings in Townstar to try to figure out the economy because the token went from $2 to 2 cents and they don't know how to fix it. And so basically they said, we're going to try to figure it out and just make this a play for NFT game for now, which isn't terrible, but the NFTs that we're winning are soul bound to your account, so they're not even ones you'll be able to sell. So, you know, it's a very interesting position that company's now in. And then here comes Splinterlands at a time when maybe some people are questioning whether or not they should be in Gala. And what about Towncoin? Is Gala going to be able to figure out an ecosystem to create value into their token? And now Splinterlands is going to come out with their first major partnership game and be looking to make some other games. Now, I will say that the level of gameplay that Gala is producing does seem to be far and above what Splinterlands has currently in their ecosystem, but until we see the soccer game, we don't know. They did say that it had to be important that for a sports game that it would be fun to play. I don't know, this doesn't necessarily mean they're making Madden. There are lots of sport games out there that people will talk about where you just manage a team and then you get to see the team play a simulated match within a few moments, and maybe there's some controlling that they can let you do of the characters in some aspect, but we'll have to see once the white paper comes out exactly what kind of game it's going to be. They did say that they will be having a pack sale for the game in October, so that's very interesting that they're already going to be launching their pack sale just within a couple months, and then we should start to see a little bit more info about the game and find out about the airdrop. I'm very interested in this. I don't know until I know what type of game, how big I might think about going into this project, but for sure it's going to be on my radar. I just would love another play to earn game that's fun to play besides Splinterlands, because a lot of the other ones that I currently play are not a lot of fun, but I do them because I am theoretically earning a little bit of crypto, and many of them are just clickers that only take a few minutes out of your day, so you go ahead and go do your clicking and then you just walk away from the game. I hope that isn't what they're going to build within the soccer game. I don't feel like that's what Splinterlands is. It is an auto battler, but every time I go ahead and start a battle, my brain goes into, oh my gosh, what's the best team for this mode? Oh my gosh, I only have a minute and a half. I get a little rush, I make my team, I submit it, and I'm able to move on and play another match. A whole new rule set. Brain has to go to a completely different place. A whole new rule set. Oh, I know this one really well. Wait, my teams are not allowed to be used. That is their gameplay loop. It is a lot of mental gymnastics to go ahead and try to put the best teams out there within all the different rule sets that they give compared to all the different cards you have. I don't know how that's going to translate into a soccer game, but it would be really exciting to see. Now, let's go ahead and get into some of the other stuff that they talked about. You can go through the post, and I do suggest if you want to know like all the next is and who's that, there is going to be, there's a partnership and development like white book that's going to come out. Splinterlands is hosting a few giveaways. You should come here and enter into all 3 of these. You can win 200 chaos packs. Well, not you, 20 people will win 10, but still 10 chaos packs. You can win a signed jersey from a player of your choice. This one's kind of interesting because, to tell you the truth, I don't even know a player within the league that I'd want a signed jersey from. That kind of outs me as not a big fan of the MLS, but I definitely have reason to go and look into it now. So this is why a partnership like this is very bullish from them, from the fact that they are going to get more people to take a look at their league and learn their star players, because their star players can now be used in a play to earn game. There's also going to be 50 winners that will receive 20 Genesis League soccer card packs. That's definitely something that I am interested in. I already signed up for the mailing list, but I do need to check out these other Gleam giveaways, and I'll be doing that as soon as I'm done with the video. There was some question and answer that went back and forth. You know, they do plan on having a market that is like the Splinterlands one. They did say that on that marketplace, SPS would be used to be able to purchase things, and DEC would be able to be used. But like the Splinterlands marketplace, there would be a lot of cryptos that would be able to be used to purchase things over there. They did talk about that they would have validators, but they wouldn't be the Splinterlands ones, and that there'd be more information in a white paper to come. So on the AMA, they also had the EMP team come. You all know I did do an EMP video, did pretty good for 583 views. That's not bad for me right now. I'd like to say my YouTube was doing a little better than that, but that is a pretty high viewed video for me. We got to hear from our buddy AJ Brockman, who's the head of the EMP Money project. And for sure, they kind of explained that it's not an algorithmic token pegged to ETH, but it's not a backed one. It's not a stable coin. It's pegged via this special rate of 4,000 tokens equal 1 ETH. And I really suggest you watch my full video if you want to understand a lot more about this. The big thing for this is it brings in a project that has a lot of pretty high farms where people are earning a lot of tokens, and they're looking for maybe taking some profit out of that project. But this is another avenue for them to take some profit and put it into another project on Splinterlands that doesn't require them to dump the tokens into an ecosystem where they're going to be sold. There is a special partnership within the Splinterlands and EMP system that any tokens sold by Splinterlands will not be sold into the market. They will be sold back to the EMP protocol, and because of the type of protocol that they do have a treasury, and so they will work out a private sale from their treasury with Splinterlands to buy back the tokens that are spent here. But needless to say, those tokens never hit the open market, so the EMP price doesn't get hit even if somebody wants to dump quite a lot of money into the Splinterlands ecosystem. So it's going to bring possibly some very big whales from the EMP system over into our ecosystem and give them a way to go ahead and buy some other assets they can use to earn them additional money. Whether they're going to be people who buy up accounts and use bots to run them, buy up cards and just go ahead and rent them out through the rental systems that we have, or actually become serious players within the game, will depend on if they are interested in the Splinterlands game or not. But it is a way for them to go ahead and take some profits. I have heard they're going to be releasing some numbers on how much EMP is going to be coming into the system, and this is pretty excited. We got another updated roadmap. We can take a quick look at this one. You see ranked rewards still sitting at 50%. You see this non-land card market still at 75%. SBS validator still at 80%. Not a lot of movement in the last week on anything here. They did clean some other stuff up. This tech modernization for land is almost completed. Rift Watchers, they're saying, is only 55% complete, but we should hear more about the Rift Watchers sale later. We didn't have any big news for Splinterfest other than we would be finding out about some of the other people who are going to be there. I do plan to go. I do have my hotel booked, and I am planning to buy my tickets. Hey, quick vote. Do I buy a VIP ticket or just a regular ticket? I haven't totally decided yet. I'm still up in the air. I'm hoping for some little bit more information on what we get besides a dinner with the team for that extra price. Also, I don't even know if I'll be fast enough to get one because I don't think they'll be selling that many of those tickets. Let's go ahead and get into what else they talked about. Within the tournaments and brawls things, they did say that they're trying to get some stuff worked out. They are having those tournament and brawl games, and they are, making basically, if you go to the brawl halls or the tournament halls on Fridays, they're taking questions there, and they're really taking player suggestions and looking to possibly add them into the game. Two small changes they're going to make in brawls is give us a little bit more time to make our teams. I like that because we're filtering into gladiator cards that we don't use on a regular basis. Sometimes I forget which gladiator cards I have, and there's just a little bit more time isn't going to hurt anybody, especially because most of the time you're not playing a brawl live. You submit your team and check in later. So I don't think there's any problem with giving us a little bit more time, because if you don't need it, you just won't use it. They are still trying to figure out if the rewards are being given out equally, and they're trying to see if they can still reward players fairly even if guild members don't field all frays. So this is kind of a thing where, maybe can we make it so smaller guilds can get in even if they don't fill all the spots and they're able to get a little bit more. I don't know what changes they'll make. Splinterlands TV had a big overhaul recently. They have a brand new website. Let me go ahead and click on it here, and we'll take a quick look at it. I am now scheduled to stream both on Sundays and Wednesdays. So Wednesday nights I do 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Pacific, and Sundays my new time is going to be 8 a.m. to 9 in the morning Pacific. So now I'm streaming one day really late at night, one day really early in the morning. Hopefully that works it out. So most people who would like to hang out with me and see me stream live, talk to me in person, are able to come and watch me. This is the new website. If you want to come and check it out, it is pretty cool. It talks about who's streaming at a specific time. It has an area for you to join the Discord to become involved with us. Follow us over on Twitch where we actually go. And it shows you the next show that's coming on in person, has a news section, and then has a few different things that you can check out here. Over here, you can see the entire schedule. This is where you can find that I am now showing up on Sunday mornings. Got to scroll down, but look, there I am. And then you can also click here to watch. It'll actually let you watch the streams live here on the channel. There's also a news section where you'll see all kinds of different things that are going on in the ecosystem. And then they also have an info section with a lot of frequently asked questions. It is a very cool thing to see them doing. I'm glad to be a part of the Splinterlands TV crew as we continue to grow that project. Let's see, was there anything else? The question and answers, I don't really remember anything really significant in here. There was a lot of questions where they were just restating things a lot of us already know. So I don't really want to spend a lot of time going over this kind of stuff. I think it's time to get to giving away my 5,000 DEC that I owe you guys that I'm a little bit late on. One thing they did notice is that land will have the ability to claim is going to be a 2-claim process. This has allowed people with regions and tracks that were bought by groups to trade them in and then spread them out before knowing the rarity of them. And they said that this even will work in theory for regions being broken to tracks. Because let's say I bought my 2 tracks with somebody when they were buying regions and they bought a region token, they could trade those in and then they would get, one region, and that one region has 1,000 lands. Well, the first track is land 1 through 100. The second one is 101 through 200, and so on. And so you would just have to send each person a block, and they would get 1 full track, and then within that track they would be guaranteed their 1 castle or 1 keep as long as it was given out properly. So it is going to be a little bit more work for the people that did those group sales, but if you were involved with them, you will be able to get what you wanted. Rift Watcher's cards will include a couple new abilities. This should help change up the meta a little bit more and should be a good chance for anybody who doesn't have those untamed cards to maybe get some cards to help equal out the battlefield. Obviously, you could see the faster Chaos Legion cards sell, the faster you get a chance to get legendary summoners that change up the meta. But the Rift Watchers should be coming out here possibly before even the 3rd airdrop card comes out. So this could be the next thing that really shakes up the meta of the game. We did get a little look at the Splinterfest shop page preview, and we did also get a look at the non-card market preview. This is kind of cool because once you can actually buy tracks, totems, titles and packs on the website, I have a feeling that it means that packs and cards and things might go up in price a little bit, or at least there might be a little bit more volume because people don't have to go through the process of tokenizing them, moving them to Hive Engine or to Wax, and then buying them and moving them back. People can do a lot more straight purchases, and they can do it with credits. So if you have somebody who has a whole lot of credits, they can now come to the marketplace and just buy them, as opposed to needing to turn those credits somehow into DEC, which isn't exactly that easy to do. It's not impossible, but there's usually some slippage on your way into buying something and reselling it to get the DEC. We got to see a little bit more artwork, which is always cool. I forget what card this was, the Scalvo Technomancer. So we don't know what he's going to be, but very, very interesting looking card. Any guesses what that's going to be? All right, so we teased it. Let's go ahead and spin that wheel and give away 5,000 DEC. We had a lot of people enter on this one. I'm going to be going back down to my 2,000 DEC giveaway for this video, so it will be posted on Hive Engine. You'll have a chance to go ahead and watch it. Let's go ahead and spin that wheel. A lot of names on here this time. Ooh, who's going to win? It looks like Lucky Demon. That's pretty cool. I actually forgot to open up my Splinterlands account, so I'll have to do that really quick. Player, Lucky Demon, and 5,000 DEC going out to you. Congratulations, sir. Other than that, everybody, I just want to say thank you for watching my videos. Thank you for hanging out. I'm actually going to be doing some quick recaps on a couple other play-to-earn games I'm playing, and hopefully you guys give those a shot. I know you don't always give my non-Splinterlands videos much of a view. Not a lot of people watch the 8 Heroes one. Not a lot of people watch the Ooze Finance ones, but I understand that you might not be into DeFi. But Ape Heroes is going to have a game, but maybe you just won't pay that much attention to it till the game is actually out. Thanks again, and goodbye.